Hello, Darren.
Hello, Darren. Welcome to day 10.
Day 10 of Christmas, which is practically the first day of spring, isn't it?
Yeah.
I might just do a little bit of penciling on this one. There's something about this shape which I'm not entirely confident about me grabbing. Just need to plan the page out a little bit.
Well, my drawing is going to... First thing I'm drawing is the title of this, the name of it, so be easy to guess pretty soon. Oh, all the lines are joined up.
Can you tell what mine is from what I've done already?
Is it from a film?
Yeah.
No, if it's the film, I think I've only seen it like once at the time it came out. But is it from the Black Hole?
Yes, it is. Wow.
Yeah. I recognise that.
So as I said yesterday,
what was it called?
The film was called Black Hole. The robot was called V.I.N.C.E.N.T.
V.I.N.C.E.N.T.
And I think Vincent, all those names, all those letters stood for something, you know.
Of course.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, actually. I mean, I've just been, as I was saying yesterday, I've been thinking of a lot of toys and a lot of toy ranges and franchises that leaned heavily into space in the wake of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the films which kind of was trying to piggyback on Star Wars' success.
Absolutely.
Having said that, the film, The Black Hole, which is in actual fact a Disney film, is dark as fuck. And I've got a feeling that, you know, I've got a feeling that it was a film in production that somebody said, can you just make this a bit more Star Wars and stick a cute robot in it?
Right.
And there's an enemy robot as well, which has a sort of Darth Vader-y kind of feel, even though he's in crimson red.
Yeah.
But the actual film isn't really a kid's film in any way and is quite ponderous.
Yeah.
Quite bleak, especially in its ending. I could do with seeing it again. It is also one of the first cassettes I owned. I owned the soundtrack. The Black Hole, which is, if memory serves me correctly, I'm just going to look this up. The soundtrack of The Black Hole is Ennio Morricone, isn't it? Or is it John Barry? I think it's... Let's have a look.
Ooh. I think it might be John Barry.
Oh, I know I've been looking for it on Spotify recently. Yeah, John Barry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really does have that, you know, that thing he has in a lot of the Bond films, that kind of arpeggiating thing. He often has like an ostinato, which goes round and round, and then the chords.
Yeah, like Diamonds Are Forever is ding 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 ding
ding ding. Yeah, and Black Hole has that dun 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 Da, 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 da. And the theme tune to The Black Hole, link to it on YouTube, is a really good piece of John Barry, even though I for a moment thought it might have been Morricone because I'm a dick. A really good piece of John Barry.
I don't remember much of The Black Hole, but I did see it.
Ernest Borgnine, isn't it?
Yeah, I seem to remember it was one of the more successful sort of Star Wars. If I'm going to say a rip-off for want of a better word.
Yeah, I'm not sure quite.
It was pretty popular, wasn't it?
I'm not quite sure of the word we're looking for these films because,
not an homage.
Because there's nothing in the storyline. I think in Black Hole, really what it was really just the inclusion of these robots.
Yeah.
You kind of felt someone in the making of the film said, look, we need a toy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And quite weird things got made into toys on that basis of that. You know that there was like Rambo toys.
Well, he's very much not a kid's film.
Yeah.
And would the Rambo toys have been inspired by First Blood or by Rambo 2?
Okay, right. We're really at the edge of my expertise on this now. But
I'm guessing Rambo 2.
I think Rambo 2 definitely is a little less bleak and dark than First Blood.
It's true, but it's also extremely violent.
There's loads of people dying. But yeah. I'm going to use your friend and my friend, the internet again here, because let's have a look at Rambo toys. Because I think also there was a cartoon version of Rambo.
Whoa.
Let me check this. Rambo.
A Rambo cartoon.
Right.
God.
Well, here are some of your Rambo toys.
Right.
I mean, I think you've also got
rocket launcher.
I think you've also got a question here about what a toy is, because also you've got this kind of bollocks going on for man children.
the collectibles, aren't they?
And quite frankly, even though I've got a few Star Wars figures out there in my toilet, I'm saying it right now, and you can come at me, anyone watching, this crap, yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, come on. This I get.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Stick that on your fridge, that's funny. This,
but it's like 9 inches tall, and it's
and also like you go into Forbidden Planet and there's like a distinct horrible ratio of busty women with impossible hips. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all art figurines, but is it really?
Yep.
All right. So we've lost a few followers now on YouTube.
I'm wondering when
I would like to present you. I would like to present to you, Darren, with stills from the Rambo cartoon.
Look at that! Look at the proportions on him. I want to see it. I want to watch that.
Well, I very much think that the internet will be your friend on that one.
But I assume he's going to be going round saving sort of like communities of humble farmers who were getting oppressed
really
by
funny
the
if there
man.
was no difference. If he was just, I'm gonna murder those Viet Cong scum. And it was incredibly like unwoke and horrible.
Yeah, he can't forget the past. Can't move on. That would be funny. There is a great short mini comic by a comic artist called Jim Rugg, who is part of the Cartoonist Kayfabe channel that you've seen before. I've mentioned them to you before.
Right.
And he did a comic called Rambo 3.5, Rambo 3.5, I think it's called. And it's all about George W. Bush's. He falls asleep on a plane, basically, George W. Bush, and it's his dream. And his dream is he's teaming up with Rambo to be an American action hero, and it's really funny, really funny, really. There's a different style of art in almost every page, so it's really interesting to look at. But, I will find it and I will link it because it is very good. Did you have a Spirograph, Darren?
A Spirograph?
Yeah.
A Spirograph is one of those ones which has cogs within cogs and can do sort of fractal spirals and things like that.
That's
Is
right.
That it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. And I reckon I was probably quite jealous of that. And it's worth noting, actually, I mean, I'm not even sure if we've drawn one toy that I had yet. We're sort of mainly yes, we did. We had the Master Maze. But mainly, the James Bond car, that was mine. Angus was mine. I tell a lie. We've done a few that I've owned. But a lot of what we've done here is exercising Darren working through his childhood jealousy. I mean, I don't think there was anything I didn't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think when I saw the adverts, I'm like, yeah, I'll have that. I'll have that. And you got into school after Christmas, and what did you get? It's like, shit, you got that?
Yeah. I think a lot of toys you remember from your childhood. We've touched upon this already. They weren't your toys; they were friends' toys.
And that's what I'm sort of enjoying with this, and that's why I enjoyed getting people to suggest things, because some of the things that the people on Twitter were suggesting was toys they had, and so I was getting that Proustian rush from that. I was going, you bastard! I always wanted that.
Yeah,
and definitely with the Action Man space range that I did yesterday, I very, very much wanted that, and never got it.
Plus, you often find out someone will say years later that they had the toy that you wanted, and it turns out it was rubbish.
Well, I mean, as we've touched on a few times, I suppose what I should do one of these times is I should just take this camera out to the toilet, where basically my Star Wars toy collection sits beside my loo, because I figure that's where men will want to amuse themselves when they come round. Basically, I should just take the camera out there and show the viewers. But really, with that sort of Star Wars 90s, especially that first wave of Star Wars, it's about, the shitter the toys were, the better. Now, looking back on it, the ones that don't really look. I mean, the Chewbacca toy is fucking hilarious. It looks like tobacco.
I think one thing I miss about a lot of these toys and Christmas now that I'm a grown up, the play aspects. This time, I mean, Spirograph was good. I could easily get a Spirograph now and enjoy it, and just like sit down and create some nice patterns for half an hour. And I'd probably try and work out how to get it into my own art and that. But it's the thing with toys like the one you're drawing now, and the Star Wars figures and cars, model like Hot Wheels cars. The aspect of play where you could sit down and create your own stories. No, I'm going to shoot you. No, you're not going. You're moving the figures around.
I mean, there was something analog about it all, isn't there? And I mean, you have to be careful, because I don't want to sound like a typical bloke in his 50s saying everything was better, because I don't think it was. And I think some of the things kids can have now are probably amazing, and do have amazing aspects of play. And I went Christmas shopping a couple of weeks ago because of the postal strikes here in England. I thought it probably wise for me to just try and do my Christmas shopping in person rather than online. And I did go in Hamleys. Right. And I was actually surprised by how much of it is still analog. I mean, I think in a way they sort of have to lean into that as a store like Hamleys, because they know that loads of kids are just staring at their phones or whatever. But actually, remote controlled dogs, train sets, different variations of dolls, and indeed things like what I'm painting and things like what you painting exist. I think it would be wrong to say that these things don't exist anymore. You can definitely go into Hamleys and buy some kind of movie tie-in figure. Yeah.
Well, I think what I miss is, because I don't think like that, those toys are gone. I miss the fact that I don't do that anymore, because I'm a grown-up. I don't. It's at what point do you lose that, where you don't go to sit on the loo and act out stories, I assume you don't, with like Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca and that. And
no, I don't.
Kind of a shame that gets lost in adulthood. That creative aspect of toys.
Yeah, you're right. I don't. Have we talked about Peter Galactica before?
Yes, okay. We have. Yeah.
Peter Galactica was my sort of own invented hero, for those who didn't hear this before. And any toy I had could be made to fit into the Peter Galactica cinematic universe. and the Peter Galactica cinematic universe could fit to anything I was trying to rip off. So if I was into Doctor Who, then in that season of Peter Galactica, he would have a time machine that was bigger on the, I mean, there was a lot of copyright violation in the adventures.
Well, I think unless you're a writer, that aspect of telling stories can kind of fall out of people's lives, and we end up becoming consumers of stories.
Yes. I do think that I'm lucky in the sense that, I mean, songwriting isn't the same as the adventures of Peter Galactica, but they're not without similarities. So I do think my making shit up muscle, wherever that is located in my brain, still gets exercised in a way that some people's don't. But I do take your point. When do we stop making up stuff?
Interesting, isn't it? I'm looking forward to your triple concept album, The Adventures of Peter Galactica.
Well, have you seen? I've shown you Sid Scum as well, haven't I?
The comic. Is that a comic you drew?
Yeah, and I did actually use him on some covers. There's a record of mine called Cortina Land, and it has a couple of panels of my comic that I drew when I was about 12, called Sid Scum.
Inspired by Sid Snot?
No, it's inspired by the 2000 AD character Robo Hunter,
right?
Who was called Sam Slade. So once again, multiple counts of copyright infringement all the way through the very limited run of Sid Scum comics.
Have you heard of an album called?
one thing I had then. Sorry, what did you say, Darren?
I was going to say if you'd heard the album Galactic Nightmare.
No.
That's it came out on, well, it was reissued by Johnny Trunk, and it was basically one guy back in between 1979 and 1985, he made an album, a 90-minute album up in Hull in his bedroom, which was basically a space opera with narration and like prog music stuff.
Oh, this sounds exactly up my street.
And what is the best bit about it is that he did it in his own slightly camp Hull accent. So, the spacemen arrived and all was dark. The aliens were coming in their spacecrafts and we had to defend ourselves. It's amazing.
Have you seen some of the? I think I can find these. Have you seen some of the dub Star Wars cash-ins? I think I can find these. Sorry, I'm a little bit far away from the microphone now.
That's all right.
Yeah, these two are pretty famous. So, Scientist and King and Jamie Strike Back, and Ming
the Merciless,
Ming the Merciless, some dude with a lightsaber, Star Wars spaceships, just everything. Do you want some of the records, the titles? Storm in the Death Star, Mission Impossible, The Alien Robot, Alien Aborts, Buck Rogers in the Black Hole, The Death of Mr. Spock, The Princess Takes Revenge, Crushing of the Stormtroopers, Flash Gordon meets Luke Skywalker, The Son of Darth Vader, which I think actually for him to do The Son of Darth Vader.
Hang on.
What?
I've just seen the artist. Is it reggae?
Yeah. That's what I said, dub albums, yeah.
All right, dub, sorry, right, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's King Tubby. It's good stuff. It's not bad stuff. And do you know this one as well? Star Wars dub?
No.
Yeah, this is a great album.
Are they on Spotify?
A little bit sort of more oblique, their copies. Lafayette, which I guess is some sort of Boba Fett kind of idea.
We're going to hunt them down. How are you getting on?
On the subject of that, these guys are still doing it. Have I shown you this album before?
No.
This is King Jammy Destroys the Virus with dub.
Is that referring to COVID, or is it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a COVID cash-in dub album.
Wow.
And there he is with his mask on, destroying
great
COVID.
Artwork.
Yeah, really good. We've got on the back lockdown dub, quarantine dub, track and trace dub, dub fire social distance, closed border dub, a new normal in dub on the front line, dubbing from home, dub injection, and dub tribute to all hospital workers.
That's amazing. Yes, Star Wars dubs on Spotify.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And like I say, they're not bad records. Those guys know what they're doing, but they just like to have a laugh once they get to the title stage.
Have you seen Turkish Star Wars?
Yes, I have seen Turkish Star Wars. Yeah.
Have
you seen some people who are also doing some fun stuff with AI?
No.
Somebody had done some stuff with the AI art things and done like Bollywood Star Wars. And for a moment, it looked believable. For a moment, you could look at it and think, "Oh, does this exist?" And really good. Like Darth Vader looked great. He looked both like Darth Vader, but also had this kind of ornate decoration around him, and it was great.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. That could be our. You look like you're finished. So are you not?
I have finished. Yeah, I've finished. Down the Star Wars dub rabbit hole.
Yeah, this is the AI stuff that was happening.
Yeah,
wicked, isn't it?
That's pretty good.
And I think it was fooling people for thinking that it worked, but it existed, but it doesn't exist. It's just an AI thing.
It will exist.
Do you think? Just a question on mine. Do you think? Yeah. See, it's weird. He obviously in the movie he floats. Do you think I should do a little shadow here? A little blue. You think I should?
I think it would make it look more solid.
Just like hardly anything, right? Just a little. And that's that. That's all it needs. Yeah. Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, there you go.
Another day of Christmas done.
Fantastic.
See you tomorrow, Darren.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.